Yes, people. We are back. Well, I say we're back. This is like literally the first time I think this group of people have been together, innit? G, I'm sick of seeing the side to you
Hear what
on
I'm saying
shows
to you, Ash.
today. I'm sick
Hear
of
what I'm
this. Do you know
saying.
what I mean?
I'm getting a headache.
JJ, nice house, by the way. It's looking.
You know,
Have you
like,
just renovated, bro?
Yeah, just literally renovated, just coming for stream, decided to, just stack up some bricks, lay
hey,
out the
That
sofa,
YouTube
build a
money out,
oh,
yeah.
fireplace.
you got
Do you know
piano
what
in
I
the back
mean?
as well. I didn't even know you was a
Yeah, I know
pianist.
and
That's pretty
everything.
sick.
I
Saying it
think you
all,
should
man.
give us a
Long,
little "You'll
long
Never
fingers.
Walk Alone." Like
Him and
what's his
Bobby.
name on TikTok? I think you should give us one of the renditions of one of these new Liverpool songs in a minute.
Oh, man.
Oh, the R&B
Ish,
thing. Oh my
yeah,
god.
R&B thing. Yes. How you doing, Ish? You good? The
Yeah.
Equalizer. You're gonna need to
I'm
do some
good.
equalizing today because G, he's been killing us on the Jerry James show with his United tutus. He's been killing us on everything this week. Are you bringing that positive Reds vibe back, Ish?
I'm not hearing G at all today, man. He's been jarring from early this morning. G's been doing up 2-2, doing up United again. And listen, me and G need to chat. I need to talk to you, G, man. Just step outside, bro.
Step outside.
I don't want to go
Whoa,
outside. I
no,
like it inside.
that's
It's nice
Come
and warm,
quick.
man.
Step outside already.
We
We've not
cannot
even
draw this
started,
game.
G.
We cannot draw this game.
So,
Nah.
welcome everyone. This is Reds Alert. We're going to be bringing this show to you every single week with the Jerry James Show, with JJ from the Jerry James Show. Make sure you're following Jerry James Show with Ish, the equalizer, the best captions in the game, and G, Mr. TikTok himself, Mr. 1 minute match reaction. Mr. I found out today, Mr. Say Lionel Messi, and he does some nasty things in his pants, but if you want to know what that's about, tune into Lords of the Mic because that's a good one.
Content.
But let's get into it. United versus Liverpool. I'm excited for the first time this season. I've got to say, JJ, I've not been as excited as I normally am coming into the season with the matches, with Fulham, with Crystal Palace. It's got me down a little bit. But this one, it's kind of got my enthusiasm up a bit. Are you in that kind of same bracket? He's not feeling it.
I'm apprehensive. I'm apprehensive, and the reason is obviously the context of both teams coming into the game it's not in the best place. I mean, you're looking at United, and they're in the backdrop of obviously with that glaze of discontent, and the backdrop of the process is looming over Old Trafford. Then you've got us on the back of obviously 2 draws, so 2 points out of 2 games. We're going into the third now, and based on our recent performances, although we expect to win, is a win guaranteed? Is a draw off the cards? I don't know. So I'm not as optimistic as I should be. Put it that way.
I don't know who to go to next because I'm either going to go to Mr. I might want to loss G or Ish. Like, I think we'll go with G and we'll finish on a positive. G, how are you feeling about tonight's game? Are you feeling better, though, about going into it? Because I know you've been like, you've not been looking forward to the games. Is this one exciting you a little bit more?
Exciting, yeah, because it's one of them games where we win, boom, you know what I mean? And it's a win against Manchester United at the end of the day. So if we get it, it kickstarts our season a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It stops that whole rut of 2 games, 2 draws. We go into the 4th game. I don't know who we've got after United, but whether we've got, at least there's a little bit of a bounce. I don't feel like we're going into this game with any bounce. We're just kind of rolling our big bellies into the game. Like, it's a bit weird.
Rolling our big bellies into the game. Dear me. Right, Ish, this is your time right now. Let me just get you up on this one here. Right, this is Ish's time. Bring the positivity back, Ish. Let the people know what this game's about. It's Liverpool United. None of this glum. Look at Mr. Glum down here. We don't want any of this. We don't want Mr. got too much money at a fancy leisure club. Look how fancy that leisure club is, by the way, with the umbrella in the background and everything. Deary me, Ish, let the people know.
Listen, it's very simple, and we need to win. I don't care about the performance. I don't care if it comes off Salah's bum in the 89th minute and we play dead. Like, we just need the win. That is as simple as that. Obviously, like G was saying, it'll be good to get a good performance and get a bit of a bounce, get a bit of momentum. But yeah, I'm on my knees right now for 3 points. Especially seeing what City did yesterday. Obviously, they should have lost, but they came back, but they still dropped points. That it gives me a bit of hope in it. Because before yesterday, I was thinking
that got the hope up in it. Like
It
seeing
got- it
Man
got the hope
City
of
and
it.
thinking they're not invincible. There's a chance here that they're going to drop points. That's kind of lifted my spirits a bit.
and let's be real, they're not going to drop points at many points this season, innit? So like, whenever they drop points, we need to capitalize straight away. And we didn't do that enough last season. There were a couple of times where they dropped points, we dropped points as well. But as for tonight, listen, it's Man United, isn't it? We definitely cannot drop points to these man. Like these man, if we're down bad, these man are on their knees right now. Like it's really peak for them. Obviously, Casemiro's not going to be playing either, so they don't get that kind of lift in terms of quality. It's McFred we're dealing with. We should be able to put out any midfield and just slap in some McFred. Easy. I think Maguire might get dropped tonight, but still, I'm expecting man like Rey Mysterio at the back. Any set pieces, any crosses in the box, I need to see. This is why I'm annoyed at Darwin in as well, innit? Because I feel like Darwin could have really feasted tonight. But listen, Van Dijk on corners and that, I'm expecting. I need to see something tonight because no one's.
Look at these imposters, Ish. Imposters, they're trying to take that negativity, like they're trying to bring it back out. And you come on, United, 3 points easy. Don't give me any easy with this way United have been moving at the minute. We better
look at how
win that
this
game.
is how we're letting them talk at the moment. This is because
They're getting too confident.
We're letting them talk nonsense, man.
Is this an example, though, JJ, of how our form at the minute and United's form? United shouldn't even be saying anything, should they? But our form is that poor at the minute that they're actually getting excited for this. Do you think United fans think they can take a point away from this, or maybe even 3?
I think they do. I think if you compare it to the game last season, the 2 games anyway, where we beat them 9-0 in aggregate, looking at that game, if that Liverpool's coming into the game, they're looking at this as that, boy, it could be 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, after that first game, United were confident, like, oh, we're going to get battered. And you heard it on all the call stations, the podcasts, radios, everything like that. But I mean, we're going into this game now, and we're only 2 points ahead of them. So for as bad United have been, we're only 2 points ahead. We lose this game, they go above us in the table, and that's what I mean. And yeah, you can play the whole card about we're unbeaten in the league. I guess 2 games unbeaten since this game last season, but wins are what counts, and it's getting the 3 points down on the table. I'd rather, and I said it in my podcast as well, my stream, I'd rather win 1 game and then lose the 2 games than draw 2 games and lose. That's just the way it is. And as much as we feel this, and as G alluded to, this could kickstart our season, United fans are probably looking at it as well and thinking it's a dead rubber game. If we lose this game, I mean, everyone thinks we're rubbish and we're trash anyway. Win this game, though, and Liverpool are the laughing stocks. The noisy neighbours get quiet a bit, and we can kickstart our Ten Hag era at United. So it's a
bigger game than everybody thinks. Like, there's a lot lying on it, especially it's not just bragging rights. It's literally like one team's gonna be a fall from grace. Like United could be like under reconstruct big time. Liverpool, though, to go 3 and not win a game, that could be like territory where we can't challenge again. Do you know, like we can't challenge for the title because we're going to end up dropping points elsewhere. So, do you know what? I like this comment, G. Ilias, big up Ilias in the comments, and everybody who's commenting, I appreciate this. G has changed. Ilias, he's changed. Do you remember G? Happy G. I remember Happy G. This is 2G. I want to bring 5G back. You know, the new signal, the new one. I want to bring 5G back. So 5G. I want to give you some things that could happen today. It might cheer you up a little bit, okay? So there's a few stats and a few things in today's game what might cheer you up just that little bit more. So Alisson Becker, we'll see him enter the top 10 of all-time goalkeepers appearances, okay? So Alisson Becker, a legend of the club. He's going to be a legend. So Alisson Becker, that's something to be nice. Like top 10, G, all-time appearances. That's a nice thing. Let me move on to some more. Fabinho could make his 100th start in the Premier League. But we spoke about this. It's mad to think in the Premier League as well. Does this just show how much he's overused in terms of he's going to get gassed? 100 starts. I reckon if you compared that to someone else who joined around the same time, that's going to be way more starts because there's nobody to fill in for Fabinho, is there?
What year did he join? 2018? Or
2019, isn't it?
18, 19, yeah.
wins.
He
So
signed
4
him
years
like after Kiev.
after
Right
Kiev,
after
yeah.
yeah.
So what we're saying, 4 years, and you're saying that's his 100th start. So he's got more games. That's the first league. That's a lot of games, man. That is a lot.
Rinse man out.
Yeah, bro. Like we and listen, I know people they get onto, and we spoke about it on Jerry's. Like people get onto Fabinho. I can't really get onto him because we're literally wearing the 100 starts in 4 years. Considering how many of those have how many games has he missed through injury? How many games has he actually been rested? Like, that's a lot of games, man.
Are you ready for another smile on your face, G? It's getting there slowly. I can see it slowly glimmering. So Salah is third. He's third on our all-time Premier League top goal scorers list with 119. One behind the legend, Stevie G, on 120. Is tonight the night that we see Mo Salah pass Stevie G? That's crazy for me to say that Mo Salah Premier League goals in this amount of time could pass Stevie G and be 8 behind Robbie Fowler, who's all-time. That's a great accolade for Salah, isn't it? Do you think he's underrated?
By rivals, yes. By Liverpool fans, sometimes I feel like he's even overrated, but he's rated, I think, what he should be. He's one of the best players in his position easily in the world. So I'd have to put him. Now, I wouldn't say he's underrated by rivals. Rivals don't really rate him that highly because aesthetically pleasing, he is not. But he is a good player, though.
G, sorry to interject, but I just looked at Ish's face as you said that, and he looked like he was going to throw up on camera. And I thought...
Now, respect my guy. Salah's got the keys, bro. Salah's
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Salah's got the key, 100%. That's my guy. Like,
as he said, yeah, sometimes I think he's overrated. I looked at Ish, and Ish looked disgusted, like his mum just served him up like the jollof from 5 days ago.
It takes a lot as well to get Ish like that. It takes a lot, G. So you're going to new levels.
No, you know what it is. Obviously, we're Liverpool fans, man. So obviously, we big up our players like to a certain degree. But I'm just saying, sometimes that shout has been a bit louder than it needed to be. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think Salah, world class. Let's just leave it at that. Do you get what I mean?
The only one that was forced a little bit. The only one that was forced a little bit was the best in the world thing last year. I was just like,
let
man play. Like, I don't care who's the best in the world because
when it came to Ballon d'Or time, though.
Yeah, but when it came to Ballon d'Or time, you weren't there. So like, I was just always just like, let me just not say anything in it. I knew it was going to slow down, but listen, this league is Salah's. Salah and De Bruyne, they run the Prem. Like, no one else can chat to them.
They run it. Andy Vernari, is that right? Vernari. Don't want to include Salah in the legends list because people make too many. I don't even want to hear Hazard's name. Do you know what I mean? Don't even bring Hazard's name in. This is United Liverpool. Don't bring any Chelsea players into this chat. Don't bring anyone else other than maybe talk about Ronaldo because that's what level Salah's on in terms of Premier League. He's on Ronaldo levels.
He's higher than Ronaldo in Premier League. No way. In the Premier League?
Yeah, in fact, Salah is better than Ronaldo Premier League, isn't it? Yeah. Right, G. This is the best one of all. Okay? The Reds could go 5 games unbeaten in the league at Old Trafford for the first time since 1927. We've got a 3-game streak. This could be 3 consecutive league visits to Old Trafford where we win for the first time in our history. Do you like things like that? I know you're not like, I know what G says. You know when people say the most points in a calendar year or Klopp has given the most hugs this century. Like, we know what G thinks
about. Those are the kind of stats that I'm seeing online.
This is a good stat, though, G. This is a good stat. Like, to go 3 consecutive wins back-to-back at Old Trafford, that's a positive going into tonight's game, especially with this United team.
That gives us, and this is why I say it gives us maybe a little bit more going into this game where we can say at least we ain't lost in the last however long. You get what I'm saying? If you're saying in the last 5 games we've been undefeated against United, 3 that we've won, I feel like that's a good record because I remember the days where trying to pick up a win at Old Trafford was like trying to get blood out of a stone. Like it wasn't happening kind of thing. So I am a lot happier the fact that we are on this kind of run. Do you get what I mean? And I'm starting to slowly, as the day gets like closer to the fixture, I'm starting to hope that we just smash them, man. Honestly.
Speaking of smash them, people getting smashed, people being unavailable, Bobby is back and available. Keita's back and available. But look at this list of players. This hurts me. This is the list of players that are out or unavailable for Liverpool. Kanate, Thiago, Ox, Jones, Jota, Ramsey, Nunes, Matip. The list just goes on. What are we going to do about this? When you look at that list, though, JJ, and we talk about signings, right? Do we need signings? When you look at the list, there is quality there in terms of Thiago, in terms of Jota, Nunes, obviously Matip and Kanate challenging. If everybody was fully fit, would we be asking for these midfield signings still, or would you be happy?
Who are you asking me?
No, JJ.
Oh,
You're on mute, bro.
Sorry, quality over quantity, guys. And
Yeah.
the way I look at it is, yeah, if Thiago's available for 30 plus games a season, then yeah, we've got the quality. If Fab didn't go down injured as much as he does every season, I mean, you were speaking about Fabinho saying about it's his 100th appearance. I think he should have more. The average is at what, 25?
It starts though, innit? It starts.
Yeah, but 25 starts exactly.
Yeah, per
look at
season.
Salah's starts. Look at Salah's starts, and when you're look
Don't
at Van
forget
Dijk's
though,
starts.
Fabinho, he didn't come into the side straight away, did he? Like he had that like half a season where he wasn't
that's why.
in. So,
but that's why I feel like the average should still be much higher, considering he didn't come in. And I mean, look, he's really, really important. And I mean, in our midfield, I mean, we look at that midfield, and even the likes of your Ox, your Keita, the players that are supposed to be backing up the kind of the main three. So whoever that is for anyone, they're not available. And then when they are, they don't really impress. And that's why I feel like we still need the quality. I think we've seen that we're capable of challenging, right? But I think there's an emphasis from a lot of Liverpool fans that we're trying to take the team to the next level. And I do feel that the way in which you do that is by strengthening the squad. And that could come in many forms. Some players could get better. So the likes of your Elliott, your Cavallios, your Joneses, they can get better. But if they're not getting better, the only way to look is look elsewhere and look outwards and try bring some quality in the team. And I mean, within our forward line, I think considering the injuries, I mean, last season we were really, really good. We had a very, very stacked forward line. But our midfield now, you look at it and it's like Klopp doesn't trust a lot of the midfield that play. The ones that play, he overuses. So I think that's why we need a body more than anything. But in terms of numbers, you're right. I mean, you look at it and we've got loads of players to come back. So on the surface, yeah, we don't need a player. But I think you've got to look a bit more intricately and deeper at the situation.
Yeah, you do. Like, when you look at this, when you look at the people that are unavailable, Jota in that list to me, I never thought I would say this, but we are in crucial need of Jota being fit. Last season, we would never have said this. With having Mane, Origi, Minamino, we would have looked at Jota's injury. No, but listen. No, but G, do you know what I'm saying? Like last season, right? Jota was injured towards the end of the season. Jota got injured.
Yes.
Tell me no, G. You didn't look at the bench and think, where's Jota? We need Jota. Because we had enough quality to do what we're doing. But no. We're looking at this team and it's Bobby or nothing. Like, it's literally Bobby or nothing. We need Jota fit in it, like, big time.
Do you know what it was in Jota, which I kind of deeped as the season went on? When he was at his best when Salah and Mane went to AFCON, innit? Mm-hmm. Those games we had was like Brentford, couple cup games, and Palace as well. Jota's good at just bagging against the little teams. When it's just the little teams that you just need to get your 2-0 win and just get it done, Jota's there. It's towards the end of the season when it got to the big games where we needed him to like hold up, link up, play against the very best sides, the Real Madrids, the Cities towards the end of the season. That's when under the lights Jota looks a bit not great. But you see, start of the season and then AFCON last season, Jota was just getting that's when the majority of his goals came in. So I would love to have him in the team tonight because I don't really think Bobby's gonna. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think Bobby's gonna carry much of a threat tonight. If I'm being honest, like. Especially with Maguire not playing as well. I know. Bobby's one of my favourite players. He is not been on stuff. I don't think so. I
But
honestly
then,
don't think so
but
today.
then where's our goal? Is it just Salah or nothing then?
Bro, it's Salah Diaz. That's what I'm hoping for, bro. It's that
Oh
or, it's
my
that or nothing,
God.
or set piece thing. Like, I guarantee that Bobby will get hooked around 60th minute for Carvalho or something. This is just my feeling. Like, this is just my feeling.
Do you
Bobby's
know what,
he's
Ish? Right?
not gonna be on anything
Look
tonight. I
what
hope I'm
you've
wrong.
done to JJ. Like, G was already like this. Look what you've done to JJ. You said you were bringing the positivity.
Oh, I'm being so
Cancelled, Ish. Cancelled. You were bringing the positive vibes.
Listen, I'm just
I
going
agree
on
with
evidence,
what you're
bro.
saying.
I'm going on evidence for what I've seen.
I agree with
Bobby's
what you're
not
saying.
been.
But
He's one of
then,
our favorite players as well.
like JJ always says, like you always say, JJ, Bobby off the bench ain't doing anything either. So Bobby's got to start to feel his way into a game, because if we're down, you're not bringing Bobby on against Man United if we're, say, drawing the game or if we're down in the game to light a spark. Bobby's a person who, if you're 2-0 up, 1-0 up, can kind of secure the ball, press, do those kind of things. What do we actually... If Bobby doesn't do anything tonight, what option do we have?
Salah and inshallah.
Boy, you know.
I mean, if we're really being honest, unless Diaz comes up with another kind of solo performance, which is when he's at his best so far in the Liverpool shirt, how does he? Who else gets the goals in our team? I really don't know. We haven't got Jota. Mane's gone, and he's scoring, by the way. Nunes is unavailable. So Bobby really has to be able to link Salah and Diaz and get Diaz involved in the game. If he cannot do that, we're going to be in trouble, because the Man United are definitely going to set out to isolate Salah and keep him away from the goal as much as possible. They're going to be on his back. They're not going to allow him to get the ball high up. They're going to make him drop deep, and the deeper he goes, it's just curtains, because we know Bobby's going to drop deep anyway. So we're just left with Diaz as an outlet, and Diaz as a sole outlet. I mean, Mane could do it at times. Diaz as a sole outlet, I mean, no. At the moment, no, he's not a threat in that regard. So it's tough. It's going to look tough. We need him to be not a threat necessarily in terms of goals, but I need him to be able to link the play, to connect the dots, to link the midfield and the attack. If he can't do that as a basic, then I'd rather just not play him. I'd rather not play him and just play two up top.
Gee, we move on to this key matchups, right? After talking about Bobby, I want to talk about key matchups, because if Bobby can't make it happen against Dallo, it's not going to... We're on about Varane, maybe. I don't think Maguire's playing. There's rumours that Maguire's not going to play. Against the poison dwarf, Lisandro Martinez, and Luke Shaw. If he can't make it happen against these type of players, what hope is there for Bobby now? Like I've said for so long, I don't want Bobby to go out on a low. I don't want all this criticism. This is perfectly set up now for everyone to start throwing hate at Bobby, because it's Bobby or nothing. And I don't want Bobby to go out like that.
That's the problem that he's in. Well, I say him. It's the problem that the club have put themselves in, that we're in a position where Bobby is your striker that we're resting our hopes on for a game kind of thing. So I can't blame him. And I'm like you. I don't want to... I love Bobby. Like I feel like what he did when he first under Klopp, what that role was in the team, it made us into the team that we kind of are today. Well, it helped us massively. So I don't want Bobby to go out like that. And I've got time for him, but that time is very, very short and minimal. So you need to be, you know what I mean? Like just link up. That's all. I'm not even asking for a goal anymore. Before I was actually asking for goals from Bobby, but I don't even need that, because we've got goal scorers. I feel like Diaz and Salah could get the goals, but if Bobby doesn't help, those two are going to be isolated themselves. We don't know what United's game plan is going to be. They could isolate Salah and Diaz and leave them out of the game so that they can just deal with Bobby. That's an easy game. Simple. You know what I mean? So,
when you put it like this, my excitement is just going. It's just like it's dropping.
Let's wait. Don't worry. We've got till 8 o'clock. Don't worry, man.
But we've got Marque. Marque is in the comments, and he's saying like nerves have kicked in now. I don't know what to expect from us. He's saying Firmino could get eaten up today. Marque, this is so true. And big up, Marque. Appreciate you in the comments. But JJ, what do you think a key matchup is in today's game? When you look at where United might line up, like from last game, the way Liverpool have been lining up, where do you think a key area on the pitch might be?
I mean, our right-hand side is the first place to look at. So it would be Shaw or Malacia. That's looking probably going to play left back, Malacia or Shaw. And then Rashford down that side with Trent. I think Rashford's not been at his best, but given the space that Trent allows, you don't want Rashford to get into a stride because you know he can connect with a ball, and you don't want shots on target, especially at Old Trafford. Diaz and Dalot is another key matchup that I would highlight. I think Diaz has to get the better of Dalot for us to be able to, impose ourselves on the game and settle the nerves at Old Trafford, because regardless of whether there's a protest or there isn't a protest, the fans that are in the stadium are going to be behind their team because it's a Northwest rivalry at the end of the day. It's a derby. So, I think from there, those are the key matchups that I look at. I think in midfield, I mean, there's not a lot of outstanding quality on both sides at the moment. So I think it will be who's more intense in that regard. But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We'll go on to starting lineups in a minute, Ish, and who you think you would start for Liverpool. But another area is midfield. I don't think I can say this about a lot of teams in the league, but our midfield should easily walk over United's tonight. That's an area where I'm like, we should dominate Manchester United's midfield. Yes, they've got Fernandes, doesn't like tracking back, doesn't work on defence. They've got Eriksen playing in that 6 role, like JJ alluded to before. And then you've got Fred or McTominay, whoever's going to be in the... I'm not sure. This is one of the only games where I think we could win the game from midfield rather than everywhere else.
You know what? I never thought I'd say this, but I actually
took the longest pause.
I wish Naby. This is kind of a game for Naby, if I'm being real. Like you said about the lack of quality, he's one who can run with the ball at least. If you've got Hendo in there, you got Fab in there, you're not going to be seeing too much of that. Elliot, for me, based on the season, the jury's still out a little bit. Like he'll go on a run, but end up at the corner flag and not really do anything with the ball, pass it back again. So I'm not really seeing that sort of dynamism from him, which I think against Man United with McFred in there, like we should, like you said, we should be walking all over them. But boy, I just wish Thiago. These are the kind of games I get annoyed to when I'm playing. I'm just like, look at what he done. Look at the madness he done at Anfield last season. He would have fun tonight, but it is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is till it isn't. Do you know what? We're going to jump into the starting 11s in a minute. I've got a little game that I want to play after this. But before we do, JJ, I know you've got to jump off. So, JJ, big up yourself for coming on the show. Let everybody know what's coming from the Jerry James show. What is coming today? What's coming tomorrow?
What's coming today? So today, guys, we should have instant match reaction. So G will be in there from the beginning, but then I know Ash, actually, I think you'd be on there as well. So we'll have an instant match reaction straight after the game. Not a long one, but a quick one just to get that raw emotion from us and see how well we've done. Hopefully it's a positive one, Ish's vibes. And then hopefully at the end, like somewhere in the week, we're going to do a tactics board where we kind of break down the nits and grits of the game, the tactical aspects, the different key matchups, and see how the game panned out, essentially. So, yeah, just stay tuned for that, guys.
Love that, JJ. Appreciate that. But let me give you a hero's goodbye. You can leave under this tune.
I want the same exit if I ever leave.
Man came on the Game of Thrones thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't even get me started, Ish, because you know what day it is today. It's back.
Shit, yeah.
The Dragon's back. I can't wait for the Game of Thrones thing. So that's going to be straight on after the game. But while Jerry's gone, you don't know Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, today.
Is it today?
Today.
Yeah.
Oh, to 22nd. Yes. Sorry.
Dragon. Let them Targaryens loose. That's what we need to bring to the home of the Devils. We need some Targaryen dragons up in our team tonight. That's what I want to see. Right, before we go starting 11, I want to play a little game with you both, and it's called Start, Bench, Sell. Now, I think 3 players that we need to focus on. I think the 3 fighting for one position in tonight's game are Keita, Elliott, and Carvalho. So, G, think logically about this because it's not that easy. Start,
Says who?
bench, sell. G's gonna just whop it straight out. He's gonna. I might need to get G on full screen for this in a minute. G, start, bench, sell. Keita, Elliot, Fabio, Carvalho. Who you going?
You're selling Keita regardless. So, but I would start. I would start. Are we talking about for today's game or like in a general sense?
Like general sense, like start, bench, sell. Who you doing at Liverpool?
Honestly, I would start Carvalho, bench Harvey, and sell Keita. I think Carvalho has something like we haven't seen it yet, but I feel like he's got something about him just in the way that he plays, and I've seen him play so far, even the cameo minutes and stuff like that. He does look like if you put him in the right areas, this guy looks like a threat, like an actual threat in and around goal. Even I know Nunez is suspended, but him and Nunez, they look like they actually had, bro, like they were proper. You could see it in pre-season. Anytime, I kept saying it, anytime Nunez was close to goal, who's right behind him? Always Carvalho, always. There was no one else that close to him apart from Nunez. I think Nunez liked that as well because then he had someone to work off. Whereas with a Diaz, he's not really working with him, so to speak, because they both got their own skill set and things that they like to do. Elliot, I just think with Elliot, you bench him but bring him on because I feel like he could be a different option. But where I look at Carvalho, I think to myself, I feel Carvalho will be comfortable on the left wing as he would be left central midfield, to be honest with you. If you gave him kind of both roles, he'd probably be able to do both. Whereas Elliot, I don't feel is that good in right central midfield, but he ain't going to go out on the right because Salah's over there. So he's in limbo as it is. Do you get what I mean? And Keita, I'm just sick of seeing this guy on the team, man. Like, I'm just.
Do you know what, G? My guy, Marque, brings the heat every single time to every show. I literally think Marque's in every show, every comment. So big up yourself, like top fan. Carvalho's a goal threat. Elliot's a creator with no goal threat. Do you know what I'll go as far as saying? Is Elliot even a creator? Because has he got any assists? Like apart from pre-season for Hendo, which that pass for me was intended for Matip, he's not got any assists. So can we call Elliot a creator? Really? Like
he's just cute, right? From what I've seen this season, he's just been cute. Like he's not. I don't know. I think the Palace game as well. A lot of people have kind of forcing it a bit. He was all right in like the first 20, 25 minutes, but. I didn't really see him afterwards. By the time he came off, I was begging for him to come off when Carvalho came on. So, yeah.
It's true, isn't it? Like Carvalho, like you're saying, G, Carvalho likes to get in the box. He likes to play around the striker. I think Carvalho tonight with Firmino, that could be a good partnership for me. Because Diaz and Firmino, they clash. They're just following each other's spaces. They're in each other's spaces. But you can't not play Diaz. That's the big point. Like, you cannot not play Diaz after the form he's in, the way he's been performing. You just can't do it. Let me see what we've got here. Let me see some more comments. I'll just choose sell Keita, start Carvalho, bench Elliot. But we've got some news coming in from Cami saying that United fans are throwing things at the Liverpool coach and calling them murderers.
That's mad.
No. This is where I'm going with this one because obviously United fans, they've been asking, support the cause, like, we're protesting. Like, do you know what? Like, Ish put this perfectly.
I saw your friend, mate. Yeah, I stay out of it now.
Ish's tweet was perfect. And this just proves your point, Ish. Why are United fans getting personal with personal insults when the protest, if Liverpool protest, we're not targeting other teams, we're not doing this. Liverpool protest for serious issues, for real, like, disasters, so to speak. United doing this now, are they turning it into a personal vendetta against Liverpool a little bit because it's come at the right time, this derby for them?
I don't know where the energy is suddenly coming from. Like, it just seems like whenever they play us, they get this new, the Glazers. It's like, bro, like last season when you were slapping up Leeds and Newcastle first 3 games of the season, I wasn't seeing any of this. When Oli was doing this thing, I wasn't seeing any of this. Like, I get the Glazers are terrible owners. What they're doing to the club is mad. And like people say that United have spent money. They have, but at the same time, they spend money that the club generates. Their owners don't put anything into their pocket and take it out. So I can hear that, but to come to our fan base for sympathy or like solidarity, it's just weird, man. I'm just like, what are you expecting? We're rivals. Like, this is literally what the club is based upon. Like,
this is perfect for us. Like, we're sat here, like, let's do this.
I'll be real. As bad as it is, I want the Glazers to stay there for as long as possible because it means
Glazers stay in. I'm Glazers in, baby. Like,
it's the same with Ollie as well. I was Ollie in. I'm not trying to see them prosper. I've seen them prosper too much. Like, it's just it is what it is. But yeah, to be throwing stuff at our bus and that just kind of solidifies what I'm trying to say. Like, this is not a friendship. This is not a friendship thing at all. Yeah, Glazers in.
Hashtag Glazers in. That's what we're running from this show. G, do you give two shits about what is going on at Man United? Like, if they want to start making this a personal thing and targeting the bus, calling Liverpool murderers, what's that all about? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's that all about, bro?
As it said, bro, like, that's just weird. Like, even not to hot up or anything like that, but even just listening to other United fans and some of the things that they're saying and they're asking of Liverpool fans, I'm just looking at them thinking, brother, you realize I don't like your team at all. Yeah. I want you to fail. Like, we are sitting here laughing at you at the sheer stupidness of your club. We don't want that to end anytime soon. The longer that continues for us, that is perfect. Glazers in all day. I don't care what they're doing. We don't care as Liverpool fans. And the fact that you're making it personal, come on. Like, how are you going to get sympathy now? Do you get what I mean? Now you're making it so personal and you're talking about things that you don't have enough information about. And these are things about people's families. Yeah. Like, that's where I crossed the line. Like, you crossed the line a little bit. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you've turned this from football into personal now. Do you get what I mean? Like, you've gone a bit too far now, man. So, and it's just weird how United fans are asking us for the sympathy. Bro, trust me, we want to see you in the mud. We want all of this to continue for 20 years. That's perfect. If your club gets into administration, we'll see you in 5-10 years time. But other than that, we don't care, bro. We don't care.
We don't care. Like, we want it to carry on. I want them to run them into the ground. I said this before, like, Old Trafford come crumbling down for all I care. Like, I don't care. The only thing, out of respect, the Fergie statue can stay up. That's out of respect for Fergie.
That thing can burn too.
No, G.
That's
we can't, G.
Thank you, Ish. Now, Ish, tell him. He's not listening.
Man, will get my forklift and just lift it up and then just
everything goes. No, Ash. We need to be like, on a serious, like, all jokes aside, you gotta understand, like, we're rivals, bro. Like, I spent my whole childhood being just dumped on by Manchester United, and they didn't give two monkeys about Liverpool. When we had
you're lowering your standards to them. Don't let them do it to us, G.
I'm not actively trying any. Like, I don't want to actively do anything, but I will sit back, get my popcorn out, and watch everything just burn around us. Like, that's absolutely fine. I wouldn't listen, I don't care enough about United to actively go out there and scream all of these things. Like, all of this is just banter. But at the same time, they're asking for sympathy. And I'm just looking at them thinking, yeah, because when we had Gillett and Hicks, I saw Man United fans running.
G's got that heated. That is froze. That's how heated G is today. He's froze. I need someone to screenshot this, please. Look at G's face. Please, somebody just get this little screenshot up of G frozen in this position. He's going to end up jumping back on and coming back on. But let me just look. From Bogdan, you're going to get a new fan here, Ish. I'm going to tell him who and what. Ash G, I don't know the third guy. How are you all, my friends? It's Ish, the equalizer. How can you not know him? You know what, Bogdan, though, Ish, as soon as he knows who you are, you're going to get a loyal follower there. So
Bogdan, he always shows me love, but I think he's just putting an end.
The links are in the description, Bogdan. Get over, show Ish some love. Get over the G's bounced, but G will be back. Ish, while G's gone, I want to go back to the game that we were playing a little bit. So it was start, bench, sell, and we had Keita, Elliott, and Carvalho. G went with start Carvalho, bench Elliott, and sell Keita. What would you go with?
gonna have to agree, you know. If I'm being real. Listen, it's only our club or only our ownership of FSG will turn our fans into accountants. Like, if it's based on quality, maybe I might think about keeping Cater for the bench or even to start. But because I know he's worth the most out of the three of them, I'd sell him. As he's the more realistic one to go in it because he's going into the last year. He's going into the last year. It would make more sense to sell him rather than give him a new contract because I think pretty much most of our fan base will not be looking to give Naby a contract right now. I know Klopp said that the club are keen to, but yeah, I think if you ask the fan base, the Naby story's done in it. Like I've been hurt too many times. I've believed too many times that he's back and he scored a mad goal. Like I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
Do you know what, Ish? Bogdan's just had the biggest realization of his life. What the equalizer, my IG brother with the best poetic captions. This is it. This is Ish. If you want poetic captions, the equalizer is the place to go. Not even that. On Twitter, I'm telling you no, Ish. I'm sorry, G. I don't want to say you're not my favorite, but Ish on Twitter, I love it, man. I love the heat you bring on Twitter. Just real talk, honest, no biased opinions. Follow Ish on Twitter.
I say what I need to say in it. I don't even engage in conversation like that more time, but I just say my piece and then just crap. Because listen, Twitter's mad, isn't it? Twitter's not real life. Or have you believe in all sorts, but yeah, man.
But I'm telling you, people, TikTok and G, that's where it's at. Telling you now, TikTok and G, wow, that's a real heat right there.
He's got a TikTok. Even recently, he's been stressing me out, man. He's been stressing me out with the Liverpool news, man.
I know, but we've got to keep up the content, man.
None of the news is good these days, man. It's peak, bro.
When the window's done, we're gonna have some fun on TikTok. Believe me.
Yeah.
Oh, we are gonna have some fun. Me and G have something planned on TikTok as well. It's gonna be the best. But this is United. Let me just get some comments up before we move on. Realism Jared in the building. Shout out to Realism Jared. You do realise Fergie is the reason their previous owners sold to the Glazers. Fergie pissed those guys off and the Glazers were their revenge. See, Jared, this is why I keep Fergie's statue up. Fergie did us a solid. Do you know what I mean? He knew Fergie. He knew when he was leaving this all was going to happen. I'm not having it. Fergie knew exactly what was to come. That's why he up shit and left quick to keep that. Fergie could have gone on for another 5-10 years easy, I think. Easy.
Definitely could have gone on for a few more seasons. I definitely thought he could have. If
he saw the squad and he was like, nah.
Well, I think he looked at the squad and was like,
man, so cleverly in that playing centre mid. Just like, nah, let me just do this. He rinsed out Van Persie in it, and he's just like, cool. That's me. I'm done.
That was his last big thing for United, Van Persie, and then he said, I'm ducking after this boy.
Yeah, it's true. I like this as well on the comment of the United fans. By the way, people just joining. United fans targeting the Liverpool buzz, but it is what it is. Just more motivation, more fire in our bellies for tonight's game. But Realism Jared again saying, tell them like, no other fans lifted their fingers when Hicks and Gillette were running LFC into administration and mismanaging the club. They were all happy to say it's not their problem. And we'll say that again, won't we, G? G, you know what we do. When we make a comment, let me just pull it back. G, tell them about the situation at United. Do we give two hoots, G?
Don't give two shites about Manchester United. Just like that comment from Big Up Realism Jared as well. Just like that comment from him in terms of when it's not their problem. Rightly so. It's not our problem. What's happening at Manchester United got nothing to do with Liverpool. And the same thing when we had our owners as well. It's nobody else's business but Liverpool, because every other fan base would have been smiling from ear to ear if they had seen Liverpool go into administration, potentially get relegated, points deducted. There were so many things that were flying about during that period of time. And I remember just sitting there thinking, I can't watch Liverpool in the Championship. I actually can't. Like, I couldn't do that to myself. I don't want to see these guys in the Championship. And luckily, we got saved by FSG. Luckily.
And no, we're wishing like maybe FSG might not be doing the best job. We can't win.
Sometimes it's better the devil you know, as they say.
Nah.
In all seriousness, everyone tuning in, FSG have done everything for Liverpool Football Club. We've got to shout them out in that way. Like they've rejuvenated the stadium, they've renovated the training grounds, they've turned the women's team into all professional players. Like they're doing so much for Liverpool, but at the same time, it's so frustrating because we want to just say like FSG are the pinnacle, are the best, but we can't right now because we just need that little push, that little extra. Just back us when we are at our best. That's all we're asking. Just a little backing, just this summer. And we don't want any more of these promises. Next summer this, next summer that. Just do it now because the fans are behind you. I think I speak for the fan base. Would you to agree that we are behind FSG? We are behind the team, but we just want
now they've got
support.
Klopp signed down and they've got Salah signed down. I think everyone's been like, all right, cool. Like you lot are. You've got something about you. It could be more in terms of incoming, but I think if they let Salah run down his contract and if they didn't tie Klopp down, you're looking at a different story. You're looking at
It would be a revolt. I'm telling you now. It wouldn't be Fergie's statue getting pulled down. There'd be a lot of people around Anfield pulling things down. I'm telling you now. But we move on to tonight's game because what I want to do, I want to talk about starting 11s. So let me pull this up for you, G, just in case you missed it, because I'm sure you was doing some flip-flapping on the Jerry James show. I think you changed your mind on a few things. So let me just put this up for you here, G, just so you can see it so there's no backing out. This is G's 11 that he would pick for today's game. So Alisson Becker, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Hendo, Fabinho, Keita, Salah, Bobby, Diaz. Are you still backing that, G, or would you make any changes in hindsight after what we've spoken about?
That's the team I feel like he would go with. So that's where my brain usually goes with these predicted 11s. I try to think a bit more realistic than who I actually want in there. But I would swap Keita for... You know what? I'll swap Keita for Carvalho, man. If you're going to swap anybody, I think I'll swap Keita for Carvalho. Keep Hendo in there, because then you can still bring on Elliott for a different option in the second half if we've got like a bit more of a foothold of the game. If not, then if Fabinho does look like he's getting tired, Hendo can then drop into the 6. You could still then bring on Elliott. I just feel like start Carvalho, man. Have him see what he can do with a combination of him, Diaz, and Bobby, and just see. Like, this is kind of as Rom said on Jerry's, like, it's almost like a free hit. Bro, Man United are shit. If we cannot beat them, we've got some serious issues, like real serious issues. I know I'm a bit doom and gloom in terms of score, but I do expect us to still win. Did you get what I mean? Just like I expected us to win the last 2 games, but you know what I mean? It's one of them ones, man. One of them ones.
Let me pull up yours then, Ish. So we've gone G, would swap Carvalho out. Ish, you went with the same 11 that G went with. Would you change anything?
Like literally, like G was saying, I kind of went a bit with what I think Klopp would do as well. I'm one to I like to kind of go by history as well. Naby had a good game at Old Trafford last season. He bagged the first goal in it. Yeah. So I think he was having a sick game until Pogba just completely that was a mad tackle. But yeah, I'll start Naby. I think we need someone who is gonna be able to cause them a threat with the ball at their feet by running at them. Because listen, Scott McTominay and Fred, them 2 together, it's like Dumb and Dumber in it. Hendo is just in there for experience. Yeah, I feel like he's not going to drop him for a game of this magnitude. So I feel like that one makes sense. And Fab is fabbing it. Like, he needs to have a good game tonight. But I like the fact we've got Carvalho and Elliott to bring off the bench as well. We can cause them problems. If we need to get a goal or something, we can cause problems with those 2 options. So, and then I think the back 4 and the front 3 just kind of speaks itself, isn't it?
Do you know what? There's been a leaked 11. I don't know if it's true or not, but Liverpool's 11, right?
Your face is 11. Not giving me any sort of right now.
Let me hear it.
Our back 4 is the same as we would have picked. So Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson. Now, don't quote me on this. It's from Twitter. Anfield Talk, who normally is a good source for the early 11s. Then midfield 3. Hendo in a 6, Elliott and James Milner on the left side of the midfield. Then Salah, Firmino, Diaz up front. Why, if you're playing
Milner's
Hendo in a 6, right? Why is Milner playing in that left role? There's no need for Milner to play in that role at all. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's true, so don't quote me on it, but this has been a leaked 11.
They started last season, didn't it? It was them two and KR because Fab was injured.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it in the sense, for real. I get it in the sense that, in terms of like we saw with what happened with Nunes in the last game, him losing his head. You've got Hendo and Milner in there for like experienced heads, but boy, that midfield does not fill me with any kind of excitement. Like it's all on Elliot to be creative. That's what you're telling me. It's all on Elliot because you're not getting anything out of the other two. Like respectfully, so.
You know what? It's deflated me. That's why we've gone quiet because G's got his hands on his head. Ish can only but smile. That's all we can do in it. But guys, all we can do is smile.
Like, bro, we're still playing Milner. Like that just vexes me in itself.
It's not the fact we're playing him, G. He's starting games.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, come
big
on,
games as well. Like OT away.
Games, man. Like, surely, Klopp, you must be looking at this and say, man, we need a midfielder, at least one. You cannot go into a game of this magnitude with a guy who's 38. I'm sorry, man. This ain't no Modric or Cruz or you know what I mean. Like,
hey, please don't even mention them.
Sorry,
names,
well, you know what I mean. Like, it's not. We ain't talking Pirlo in his late 30s. Like, we're talking about a guy who is gonna come around, probably get a yellow card. You know, I'll put a bet on him getting a yellow card. And he's therefore, I know why he's done it. He's done it for the experience. It's a game against Old Trafford, away with everything that's going on outside. Those two on the pitch would be better than, I guess, those two off the pitch. But come on, man. This must give
one
you
or the other, though. One or the other.
And I'd rather it just be Hendo. Just put Hendo in the sixth. Because when you said Hendo in the sixth, I said, okay, cool. Where are we going with this?
I thought it was going to be Hendo, KR, Elliot. That's what I'll be. You'll try to win the game.
That's why I looked at it. I just see Milner and was like,
Bogdan saying, he's watching LFC TV. Yeah, Harvey's going to start.
Harvey's going to start. Yeah, watching LFC TV. Like I said, we will bring you the official. We'll bring you the official 11 in 3 minutes' time. It's just mad. Cam is here again saying that the news on Liverpool bus being targeted by United fans, it was a decoy bus. We've done this before, haven't we? We've sent the decoy bus out. That's been targeted so fans can arrive safe, which is a good ploy. But again, like, they're still targeting the bus that they think the players are on.
Yeah.
Does this show to you, G, that United are a little bit shook about Liverpool? Do you think that's why they're doing it?
Yeah, because as Ish mentioned it like at the beginning, like no one was talking. That's a lie. People were talking Glazers out even during Ollie's time, but I didn't hear about protest and that. As soon as you play Liverpool, protest. I'm like, bro, like they are 18 other teams that you could potentially be doing this with. Why do you have to choose always Liverpool? Why not do it against Man City? Why not do it against Arsenal? Why don't you do it against Chelsea? Why does it have to be Liverpool all the time? Like, and then you wonder why we don't like each other. Bloody hell.
I still can't get my head around Milner could possibly be starting. Like I said, 2 minutes until the official team comes out. But news is that obviously Milner's in there. And Jared's saying again, why are we surprised? You know what I mean? He signed Milner. He comes out, Klopp comes out and he says, like, look, we want to sign Milner to another contract. Klopp comes out and begs for Hendo to sign another contract. It's down to Klopp probably that Harvey Elliott got the number 19 and extended his contract. This is why these people tell me Klopp doesn't have favourites. Squash that. Klopp, it might not be a fact that he's got favourites. It might be a fact-ish that he wants these players who he's backing to succeed so he can go, I turned Elliott into this superstar. I made Elliott what he is today kind of thing. He won't say it, but that's that's a sense of achievement for Klopp. He likes these little senses. Yeah.
Listen. Let me choose my words carefully in it, but he's even started to go back on his word because I'm seeing my man in press conferences saying that now a midfielder would be cool to have a new midfielder. Bro, you told me, you looked in my face 3-4 weeks ago and said reeled off every midfielder we had the cheek to put Tyler Morton in there as well in the mix. Then you send man out on loan like the first opportunity you get. So I'm just like, either you were waffling then, or you saw it too late. And either one is not. It's not really great, is it? So I'm just like, listen, you can list off 15 midfielders. City have 6, and they don't really get injured like that. Or if they do, they replace genuine quality with genuine quality. Not looking around, scraping at the barrel, saying, "Oh, if I can play my man there, I can play him there. I've got to move another man here." What are we doing? Like, I said this before. Like, I'd rather get rid of 4 midfielders, 3, 4 midfielders, and bring 2 in. But 2 that I know are A, consistency, B, reliability, and I know that I'm gonna get 7, 8 out of 10 from you, man, every week. You're not gonna break down every time I need you. When the next man breaks down, you break down as well. So it's just like when people say you've got strength and depth, or people say that, oh, we're only asking for midfielders because of an injury crisis. No, the quality is not good enough. Even if last season everyone's saying that our whole midfield were fit the whole season, yeah, but that was our biggest weakness in the games where we really needed them to like stand up and do something. They didn't do it, so it's just like you can bring me these 10 midfielders, but if I'm being honest with you, I rate about 4 of them, maybe 3 from like. And that's it out of 10. It's mad.
Bear in mind, Ish only rates 3, and we play with 3. So just we play with 3.
Yeah.
And the 3 I rate, I've never even played together. So it's always like there's always 1 or 2 playing that I don't really rate. And maybe I'm a bit harsh on it, but I look at City's midfield. I say it again. Last game of the season, last season, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne won in the league. Like it's those 5 margins, but. I can't even remember what the original question was, bro. But I've just listened. The midfielder situation is painful, man. It's painful.
It's mad, isn't it? What I want to do, I just want to show everybody. We've got a little video from Terry Fleur's Twitter page. I just want to pop up this onto the screen now so we can see what's happening. I've not logged in. Don't shoot me for that. But let me just pop up here what's been happening. The United fans throwing things at the bus.
Oh man! You see when people who throw shit, like
that's actually so wild,
man. You hit someone in the crowd, like what happens next?
Like, what are you going to achieve from this? You know what I mean?
Do you know what's mad? Like when we come out and greet the buses and that, we come with flares and singing and a vibe. Like we're on a kind of intimidation thing, but it's a peaceful thing. They're on some flipping Green Street, like that's
literally in it.
That's wild. That is.
And
wild.
do you know what? Like I do want to say, like obviously Terry Fleurs is United fan. He's calling them idiots. Like it's not all United fans. United fans. The consensus is that is just you're an idiot for doing stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Ish has got a dash now, though, people. Ish is shooting off. Ish, let them know where they can find you.
Listen, depending on the result, you might know where to find me.
Ain't no finding.
I'm being real. We're gonna win in it. I don't know how the win's gonna come. It might not be a 3-1, but we're gonna win. But yeah, look out for my post-match caption on the equalizer __ on Insta. But yeah, big up you, man. Doing sick things as well.
Hey, make sure everyone checks out the recent one on St. Maximum. I like that one.
Ah, yes. Listen, St. Max yesterday, Carl Walker. Oh man. That was wild, bro. That was actually I've not seen anyone do that to Walker for a minute. So yeah,
cool.
I had to write a special one for ASM, but.
Ish, before you jump off, the team is out, right? I just want to tell you the team before you jump off. The team is correct. Milner's in at left central midfield. So that is the team. But the bench, Adrian, Harvey Davis, Fabinho, Tsimikas, Carvalho. Then we've got Clark, Bajcetic, Phillips, Vandenberg. So no Keita on the bench. I don't know why Fabinho.
Carvalho,
Fabinho. They're probably the only 2.
Well, you got Robbo
could come on. Clark is on the bench. Bajcetic, Phillips, Vandenberg.
You better just pump them early doors, bro. Salah, I beg you tonight, just rise up.
Oh my days. But Ish,
Oh my
appreciate it, man. Enjoy the
big up you
game.
guys.
We'll catch you later. Everybody, make sure you're catching Ish on the equalizer, but big up
Mhm.
yourself.
Hey.
Go and have a good one, bro.
Big up, guys. Big up.
Gee, I want to cry right now, bro.
Why is
I
it when I'm
just-
with you, any stream, there's always bad news that have to be told? Why is it you?
I'm just.
Why is it you?
It is. No, it's not my fault. I was going to take the blame, but I ain't taking the blame for this shit. You know what I mean? I ain't taking the blame for this shit. Mark A, Damo was starting 11 and bench. What's up with Keita then, G? Is Naby like, is the tracing paper been ripped again? Like, what's up with Naby?
I think he's leaving. I think it's time now. I think he must have had a conversation with Klopp, and whatever that conversation obviously led to, he's not even in the squad, bro. Like, you didn't name him, not even on the bench. That tells me one thing and one thing only: he must be leaving.
Does that annoy you more, though, G? The fact that if Naby's leaving, why is Klopp coming out and saying Naby's happy with his place in the squad? Don't lie to me. Just don't lie, because if Naby leaves 2 weeks after you've just said that comment, you were lying to me. Naby's not happy if he's going to leave. So is that a positive? Naby not being in the squad, not even being on the bench. I wanted to see him in the starting 11, but not being on the bench, is it a positive for Liverpool? Does that suggest that maybe we're going to look at getting rid of Naby? Maybe some kind of swap deal might be in process. Maybe something is going on that Liverpool fans want to see.
Look how many questions you asked. Like, how many questions? Like, we don't need. It's got to that point. We don't even know. Like I keep saying, we go via Klopp, and we go by the messages that he puts out. If 1 week, as you said, you're telling people, nah, man, those reports are absolute BS. Like, don't worry about that. Like, he's happy, he's good to go, he's ready to go for Monday. That was the kind of general consensus that we had about Naby. Now we're hearing, or now we're seeing, he's not even in the squad. So, Klopp, you lied then. You actually lied about that situation, unless you come out and you're going to have to throw Naby under the bus and say he's injured. That is the only thing that you can say right now.
And if he does, there's going to be uproar, bro. No matter what happens, we need a midfielder now.
We needed one minimum at the beginning of the summer. We then realized over time we need probably at least two to at least help us this season, but also for the future. Klopp has continuously told us, don't worry, I've got enough midfielders. Klopp, you just named 2 goalkeepers and 4 academy players on the bench. Don't tell me about you have enough of this, enough of that, because you're chatting bullshit now. Now we know you're lying. You're actually lying, which pisses me off even more, because it's like we're trying to back you. We're trying to get behind you. We're trying to make sure we have every possible piece of information so that we can make an informed decision about how we feel about you from, whatever. And you're coming out lying. So now I'm looking at Klopp thinking, to be honest, you're just going to be BSing us for the rest of your time here. So I don't care what you say anymore. I really don't care. I do not care what he has to say. He can only say Naby Keita is injured, and that'll be throwing Naby Keita under the bus. But
it's not even if he says that, like, your daggers are coming out, because why is another brother getting injured? Like, why?
100%. 100%.
Realism, Jared. Big up yourself. Big up Marque. And Azan in the comments as well. We've got what an amazing bench. You can see why Klopp loves this squad. Do you know what? Bring those academy boys on. Bring Carvalho on. I'd rather have seen that midfield for me. Hendo, Milner, Elliott. I'd rather just see the academy boys. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. You might
just play Bacitic, play Carvalho. See what we can do. Because if we're not starting anyone, I don't want to see Fabinho, Hendo, Milner all season. I'd rather see the future of Liverpool.
No. If we're playing, if we get to that kind of decision, if Klopp has to start making those kind of decisions where it's Milner and Henderson are playing majority of games, I really want to know, Klopp, what do you have to say? Honestly, Klopp, like, I want to know.
This is what I'll tell you exactly what he's got to say. This is what he said, G, before the game. Klopp on Firmino. It would be really helpful if he had a good game tonight. I'm sick of all this nonsense. I'm proud of my team for drawing with Crystal Palace. It would be really helpful. Bro, don't tell Firmino, it would be helpful. Tell him he better go out there tonight and put a shift in, put a performance in. Go in that dressing room and tell everybody, like, this is your game. I'm sorry, like, it would be helpful. That, to me, says, G, that Klopp's already resided to possibly we're going to get a draw or maybe lose.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, man. I know people, like, some people might not really understand, like, the gravity of what's really happened here tonight, to be honest with you. But that team sheet alone has said so many things about Klopp and the way he is at this current moment in time that is so frightening to even think about. Like, you've actually, listen, whether you want to keep Naby Keita or not, that isn't our beef. You've come out and told every single person that the midfield is fine. We don't really need another midfielder because I've got so many here that I trust. You've then come out later on when reports of Naby Keita being upset with the current situation, you've told everybody that is a lie. So unless Naby Keita is injured tonight, Klopp, you have been chatting BS. And I can't have that. I'm sorry. I do not stand for it. And I don't want to be lied to by my own manager who's telling me one thing, but he's doing another thing. You've put 2 goalkeepers and 4 academy players on the bench. Are you an idiot or something? I don't quite understand. Like, are you actually an idiot? Like, are you actually trying to bullshit me into thinking that this is supposed to be the squad that you pick for the rest of the season to go and move forward? That is bullshit, man.
Bullshit. Do you know what, G? I'm pissed off no matter what the result is now tonight.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Because we're looking at this squad now. This United team are shit. So we should still beat them. That's not the issue right now. The issue is Keita should be available. He's not in your matchday squad when all your midfielders are injured. You're telling me now that you prefer Clark, Carvalho, Bajcetic. I even think Van den Berg is going to play in midfield. I think he's looking at Van den Berg thinking he could play right back on midfield.
Naby Keita's
and it's like, Naby Keita's injured. Is this what?
This has come from Paul Joyce. Naby Keita is injured. I'm sorry. Look, I'm going to say it here on live. You have to leave this club, and you have to leave this club today. It has to be today. After the game, I need you out of this football club. I am tired. I'm tired of this fucking injury that you keep getting. And I don't even really think he's even injured. I just think he's just not whatever.
Shit. That's what it is.
As in, I don't even care anymore. Keita, you have to leave. I don't want you here at this club any longer. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to say thank you for what you've done because you've barely been here anyway. Like, we've just about seen you every now and again, every season.
Do you know what? Ox, Ox gets a thank you on the way out.
Yeah. Ox might get a little thank you, like, oh, you know what, love for, the beginning of your career, blah, blah, blah.
But
he's
Naby, like,
that's all it is.
You took the number 8. You've took that number 8 shirt. Like, you might not... To be honest, Naby coming in, that shows to me he's bigging himself up. Because if I'm coming in as Naby Keita, Stevie G's just left, I'm like, you know what? Maybe not the number 8 just yet. There's other shirts available. Give me something. Let me justify myself. And then we'll go with the number 8.
Yeah,
he's coming for 50+ million, G. He spends half his time injured. But the one thing that is damning for me in Naby Keita's career is last season, he started so many games, 10 games back-to-back, I think it was, at the end of the season. Right. Naby Keita wasn't injured for a large amount of last season, and I thought he was. That's how bad he is. He wasn't injured last season, and I didn't even notice he was playing games because he's clearly not contributing now whatsoever. I wanted Naby to start tonight just because I didn't want to see Milner. I'm not going to lie. It shouldn't be a case of I'm starting Naby because I don't want to see Milner. When I'm thinking about this, I probably would rather see Milner now because at least you know what you're going to get.
We've reached this stage again. We've reached a stage where we are looking at James Milner, who is 37, 38 years old, to help us in a situation whereby we shouldn't even have to even look at him. He should be the cup option that we use for experience when we're playing Bajcetic, when we're playing, the young players, where that's where you look at someone like James Milner and you say, you know what, James, we need you. We need you tonight. Captain the squad, captain the team, help out the young guys, just, a bit of a voice on the pitch, not this integral to what's going on. I'm sorry, man, but I'm actually proper pissed off because all the list has just been a lie. Like, And now people can finally see all the things that I was saying when everyone was saying about being negative, and that everything I've been saying about Klopp and about everything about him now, you're seeing it for yourselves. You're all seeing it. You're seeing the shape, the patronizing comments. You're seeing the arguing with the media. You're seeing all of these little things for yourself now. And I'm happy for that, because now people can understand the frustration that I have towards Jurgen Klopp, you know, and him just being here at this current moment in time. Like,
do you know what, G? People might tune in and think we're hating on Klopp, right?
What about hating, man?
You know what the case is? It's a case of being secure, not experimenting. We want risk. Like, we're not going to get anywhere without risk right now. James Milner is not a risk. If Keita is out, the first thing that comes to my mind is that's a chance for Carvalho.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind. But Klopp has gone, do you know what? How can you be negative going into a game against the worst team at the minute in the Premier League? United are in disarray. This is a time where you go, look, United, we can turn you over with our youngsters. When you look at what we've got on the bench, just throw everything at them. I don't understand as well, is there a precaution with Fabinho? Because if Keita is out, the logical solution would have been Fabinho, Hendo, Elliott. That would have been logical to me. So what's up with Fabinho as well?
Again, all of these questions. But then again, the problem comes into it is this. You look at the options that you have to replace these players. It's not like we're sitting here and saying, yeah, well, at least if Fabinho isn't playing, such and such is in there. At least if Thiago isn't here, such and such is in there. At least if Hendo isn't here, such and such is in there. Just like you see, and we're going to keep referring back to Manchester City because that's our rivals. Heck, I'll even take it, if you don't want to go Man City, let's look at Chelsea's midfield, because I will take Kovacic, Jorginho, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, as we were talking about earlier on. Conor Gallagher, all of them. I would take every single one of them, because every single one of them would walk into this team. Absolutely slow walk, and wouldn't even need to check anybody before they come in. That's how crap. And I'm not trying to disrespect that Chelsea midfield, because I do think it's a decent midfield. But do you get what I mean? It's at least we're looking around the leagues, and there are other midfields that are better than ours. Why? Because we have been stuck in our stubborn ways. Whether it's Klopp, whether it's FSG, we're now in this position. If we have to win tonight. Now Klopp is under such immense pressure. He has to win. There isn't even a let's get a draw. No. Klopp, you're under pressure now. You're under a little bit of pressure purely because, and I know it's nothing to do with it being only 3 games in, because I know someone's going to be like, but it's only 2 games in. I know it's only 2 games in, guys. I'm very well aware of that. It's not even that. It's everything surrounding Jurgen Klopp at this current moment in time, which is the problem. He is becoming an issue right now.
Do you know what everyone's going to do, G? All the people that are backing and staying positive. We want to stay positive. Don't get us wrong. But we're being real with you all. We're bringing you an unbiased, real approach to this. We've been proven right with the first 2 games of the season. And I even said at the start of this stream, I'm optimistic, I'm positive about tonight. And again, the negativity from Klopp's decisions, they've brought me back down. But what I will say is, and what I wanted to touch on, G, a lot of people will come at you and say, yeah, but we've got so many injuries, G, tell me this. Did you know before this season that Liverpool had an injury-prone midfield?
Yep. Before the season,
so if you know, if I know, if everyone in the comments knows, guess who else knows? Jurgen Klopp, Pep Linders, FSG. They know. Yeah, they might not all get injured at the same time, but you know we've got an injury-prone midfield. So I'm doing 2 things in summer. I'm trying to offload the deadwood, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita. I'm looking at loan deals for maybe Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott. And I'm bringing in 3 quality midfielders who we know, Gini Wijnaldum style, are going to be solid, robust, do the job for the season. And if they don't, if they get injured, at least there's another 2 signings there that can come in and do the job, that are quality. I don't want to hear, no, Milner's always available, he can run. Bro, I could find you someone who's just been in the Commonwealth Games, European Championships, that can run. I can go and find you anyone. I can find you Paula Radcliffe, who's retired. She can run. Should we put Paula Radcliffe in the team? I don't care if somebody can run anymore, G. What's going to happen today is I like Milner. Milner's been a great servant to the club. Mentality, whatever. He's been a great servant to the club. But what's going to happen today, if we come against the Kosh down that right-hand side, Milner is going to commit foul after foul after foul and give United those chances from crosses, from corners, from fouls, from free kicks, whatever it is. That's what he's going to bring to this game. I'm looking at Robbo as well, G. Robbo and Diaz have no relationship.
Nope.
As soon as Samikas come on last game, Diaz thrived. Liverpool thrived. Why are we not giving Costas a chance either? Klopp is so loyal. It is untrue, bro.
I'm just getting a bit of a headache. Like, I'm even just looking at United's team just to see like who they've got. And I mean, you know, they've gone with a double pivot with McTominay and Eriksen. There's no Fred. They've got Fernandes in the 10, Rashford up top, Elanga and Sancho on the wings. So look, even like this is the team who are shot of confidence, by the way. But I'm looking at their team and I'm looking at our team and I'm saying, whew. I mean, you take out Van Dijk and Ali, you know, you take out our back five.
Yeah.
Game's really up for grabs, to be honest with you. I'll be super honest. The game
Who's starting at the back for United, G?
Varane, Martinez, Malacia, Dallo, and David De Gea.
See, now that back five, if you would have said Luke Shaw, if you would have said Harry Maguire, then I'm like, yeah, we've got this game unlocked. Malacia, I think, could do a job on Salah because he's got pace. Also, Malacia can do a job going forward if he's teaming up with, I'm guessing Alanga's going to play from the left. Maybe Sancho might switch. Sancho on the left?
Sancho on the left and Lanya's on the right,
Malacia and Sancho, where Trent is, they've got Ronaldo as well, don't forget, to come on from the bench. This is like, I'd be interested to see United's bench because I bet United's bench is stronger than Liverpool's tonight. This is the United lineup for everyone. Just quick one from Jared. De Gea, Dallo, Varane, Martinez, Malacia at the back. McTominay, Eriksen in a double pivot with Fernandes in the 10. Then Sancho, Rashford, Elanga. Now, we should do a job on this team. We should do. But both midfields, like Jared's saying, this isn't United and Liverpool. Both midfields look shocking. This isn't what we should be expecting from us.
And to be honest, I'm more shocked about our midfield than theirs. At least theirs has Eriksen, Fernandes. As much as we cuss McTominay, you know what I mean, a bit of an experienced player in terms of he's been in the Premier League a little while. So I guess that's our James Milner. I mean, both midfielders are crap, to be honest. I'll be honest.
Look at that bench. Look at that bench. When you look at Liverpool's bench compared to this bench,
I'd rather their bench straight away.
It's worlds apart, bro. Because Anthony Martial, by the way, who was firing in pre-season, he comes on with a Trent who's maybe got a bit leggy in the game. Ronaldo, one of the best, most clinical players still in the Premier League. Cristiano Ronaldo. Donny van den Beek, Garnacho. These are players that can come on and make a difference. These are 4 players that I would take in Liverpool's on Liverpool's bench. Even if they're winning the game, they've got players to come on to lock it up. Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw,
Fred.
Like, they're players that can lock it up. When you look at that compared to this, Liverpool's bench, and realism, Jared, big up yourself for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Big up yourself. Thank you.
Adrian, Harvey Davis, Fabinho, Costas, Carvalho, Bobby Clark. I don't even want to.
Like, who comes on? This is my thing. We're losing the game 2-1. Who comes on? Who are you looking at to come on and change the game? Because now you're asking Fabio Carvalho.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say that's the problem. Fabio Carvalho, yes, if Nunes is on that field. But who you taking off for Carvalho? Diaz? Because if you take Diaz off, Carvalho ain't doing what Diaz can do. Diaz can pull a rabbit out of a hat. But if you take Bobby off, who's playing through the middle?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. And I'm sorry, but you cannot look at that bench and tell me you couldn't find how many players on the bench? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players on the bench. I will take out Fabinho, Costas, Carvalho, just for now, yeah? Take out those guys. You mean to tell me you couldn't find 6 better players in world football? Are you really, like a Klopp, are you really trying to take the piss and tell me that there is not 6 better players than Vandenberg, Phillips, Bajcetic, Clark, and the 2 goalkeepers? Really? And you know what? Take out the 2 goalkeepers because they're goalkeepers and they have to be there. But you mean to tell me, like, all these other players, you could not find anybody else in world football? There isn't the right player that we could have at least had on the bench. Matthias Nunes, who just went to Wolves. You don't think he'd be on the you don't think he'd be starting tonight? Should I say? Forget the bench, he'd be starting. At least then that takes out Elliott, James Milner, or Hendo, whoever you want to take out. It doesn't really matter.
Bro, bring in an elite player. Bring in, right? 2.
No, but actually, you don't even need the elite.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Right. Even if we've got 2 top-class players, even if we've got a striker and a midfielder who start this game, Bobby and Milner dropping to the bench, that still isn't good enough to come on.
Exactly.
Still not good enough. So this is like, it's madness to me that we're not 2 players away. We're not 1 midfielder away. We're 3 or 4 players away from being at that level. Because even if you look at the injured players, let me just put this back up, players that aren't available. If we look at these players now and add Keita to that list, if we look at these, right, aside from Jota, Thiago, and Nunes who start, right? Yeah. If Jota, Thiago, and Nunes start this game, Jota probably wouldn't. So you've got Jota on the bench and Milner on the bench, right? That's still not good enough. The only player on the bench with quality there for me to come on is Diogo Jota. Curtis Jones isn't used the right way. Oxlade-Chamberlain,
never here.
Alex in Wonderland, just bye-bye. Ramsey is in Klopp's basement. I don't know what he's doing with Ramsey. This injury for me, why have you signed a player who is injured long-term? Because they said he'd be back in pre-season. More lies again, by the way, G. They said he'd be back in pre-season. We've not seen him in training. We've not seen him eating a meal in the cafe. We've not seen him climbing over the training ground wall. All I've seen is a picture of his sliders on his own Instagram. I've not seen anything of him. Like, I'm getting so weary, G. I'm getting so tired. So this stream, G, was meant to be about an hour long. And this lineup has just extended it. It's turned my positivity into negativity because it's making me realize that this team that I've loved for the last so many years, that's given me so many highs, and they really have, Champions League, Premier League, double last season, we're too far behind to even compete for Premier League this season. And I hope at the end of the season, people go, eat your words. But I'm telling you now, I'm not going to, because I look at this team tonight, and if we don't turn United over in the first 20 minutes, it's going to be a long night.
It's just, you've just put yourself under some immense pressure. And the thing is, even the list of players that you named there, again, as we know, to Nunes, Thiago, can't remember who else would be like starting. Maybe Matip. Probably Matip.
Yeah, you've got Matip and Kanate, but that's not our problem. Defense isn't our problem. Defense, we're fine. We're talking about creativity, goals from midfield.
I'm just talking about quality. Like Calvin Phillips, who cost 40-odd million, like Matthias Nunes. Like, these players, people make out like you've got to go out there and spend 100 million on Jude. I'm not even asking you for that. I'm saying I'm not even asking for the top level players, because I don't think neither Nunes or Phillips are top level players. I think they are very good players at this current moment in time. That is way better than what we currently even have on the bench. But we are still persisting. All I'm saying is Klopp has to win. And unfortunately now you're in a position where it has to be a good performance. Like, I need to see something that tells me, all right, cool, we're moving in some type of direction. Something. Because it can't just be down to the individual. Like, we are trying to rely on a set amount of players to get us through these seasons every single season. Hence the reason why the backups are always crap, because Klopp is so focused on that first team. Why can't you just be a bit more rounded, bro? Why can't you just look at things and say, maybe if I had that quality, then he's not even worrying. Now, I would have thought he'd want that headache. Oh, do I start Fabinho or Calvin Phillips? I mean, Calvin Phillips has played the last 3 games and, he's been on fire. He's been on fire. You know what, Fab? You might just have to... It's like nobody wants it. Everybody wants it to just be, it has to be these same players all the time. And then when they get injured, everyone wants to play, guess who? It's just stupid, bro. It's just honestly stupid.
Do you know what, G? While you were talking then, I thought I would get transfer ins and outs up from other Premier League teams this season. I'm going to run through every team now. Yeah, it might take me like 5-10 minutes. But when I say this, G, I want you to throw back at me like, would you have taken that player?
Yeah,
right? So, Bournemouth, right? Arsenal, Vieira, Fabio Vieira in, Zinchenko in. These are midfielders we're talking about. Those two add quality to our team.
Yeah,
I'd take those two, right? So that's Arsenal. Aston Villa, Coutinho.
Yep.
How many times have we said we don't want Coutinho back? Right now, G.
Top Reds are bloody. We're ready to get the bloody torches out if we got Coutinho. Yeah. Now I hope you're happy now that we don't have Coutinho, but you've seen these guys. Go on. Sorry.
Brentford have just brought in Mikkel Damsgaard.
I wanted him. I wanted him after the Euros. I wanted him.
This is Brentford, G. Brentford have brought in Damsgaard, a player who could do more proven than Harvey for me.
100%. 100%. International player. Of course he is.
It's we look at Brighton. Brighton haven't really brought in any midfielders, but we know Brighton's quality anyway.
Well, they've let one go we should have signed, and they've got one that's still there that we need to sign. So let's get the ball rolling.
So true. Chelsea have added an attack. We know their midfield is quality anyway. Crystal Palace, Doucouré. We saw what he did against Liverpool. Doucouré, why not a player like this? Everton bringing Connor Cody. Could Connor Cody and Nana as well? Like, these players are available. Bring Connor Cody back to Liverpool. Play him in like a 6 role. Have him as rotation with Fabinho. Fulham, Palhinha, tear us to pieces, G. He tore us to pieces in that first game. He bossed all 3 of our midfielders. Leeds United, Aronson. Have you seen how this guy is moving in the Premier League? These are teams that should not be getting players ahead of Liverpool. So I don't want to hear that Liverpool have a list, but they're not available. I don't want to hear that, because there are quality players available who are coming in to every other team in the Premier League, but not Liverpool.
It's like we've got this. It's like we've got this like elite. Like, listen, if the list has got Cruz, Modric, Casemiro, if that's the list, hey, who am I to tell you no? Cool, let's try and get that list. But I don't feel like that's the list that we're working with. I don't really feel like that's the kind of list that we have in getting elite players. Yeah, realism, Jared. I just listen, man. You don't even want to know. So you could see the group chat sometimes.
That's exactly what is happening, though. This is Dortmund all over again. But Klopp creates this feeling, doesn't he, where everyone loves you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Dortmund, like, he's a Dortmund legend. But he left Dortmund in like a bad state. I'm lost for words, G. I'm really lost for words.
People are gonna watch this back and they're gonna feel, oh, you guys are dramatic, you guys are this, and that's fine. I actually don't even care anymore, because the reality is, when you've seen what real dominance looks like, when you've seen for your whole life what it's like to be on the other side of a team who've been successful, i.e. Man United, Chelsea, and Manchester City now, and you're in a position whereby you could potentially be one of those teams, but you're seeing that your club is not doing the basic things that all elite teams should be doing, because they have a model. That is the get out clause. We've got a model. We've got a structure. We've got a way of doing things. It's bullshit now, man. I'm sick and tired of this club and some of the crap that comes out of it. Like, this is just bullshit. And I'm sick of being lied to all the time by Klopp. I want to know. I'm going to listen. Once we come up, I'm going to hear this press conference because I really want to know what he's at. If anyone's even watching it now, if you could let me know little bits. If not, I'll check it out myself. But I want to know what is he going to say about this, because this lineup, it has more questions than answers. You know what I mean? We've got way more questions than answers now. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We all thought when we sat here, we knew who was going to play. I don't think anybody picked James Milner, to my knowledge. Can't remember, but I don't think anyone did pick James Milner. Exactly. But we all went with what we probably would have predicted Klopp to do. And guess what? He surprised us. And he surprised us in the wrong way, as he always does. It's just annoying, man.
I'm lost for words, G, because I was so excited about this game. The derby game. The biggest game of our season. The one that you get hyped for the most. And I'm completely deflated. Like, it's took all the energy out of me. It's not the fact of the starting lineup. The starting lineup might get the job done.
Yeah, it probably would.
It's the fact of no confidence. There's no vision of what the future's going to hold. We're going back to Milner. We're going, like, I think Liverpool fans, right? If Carvalho starts this game tonight in Milner's position and we don't win, all we can do is go, do you know what?
He tried something.
We tried something. We have got injuries, but at least you gave these next level future players a chance. Yes, we'll still ask for signings because we'll still say the depth isn't good enough. But no, I'm telling you, no, we are coming for you. If we don't win this game over starting James Milner, we are coming for you when you've got Carvalho chomping at the bit. He would have been in Fulham's first team this season, and look where Fulham are sitting in the league.
Easily. And this isn't, again, this is why I need people to understand. Obviously, no, the real ones are inside it. Big up Mark A, big up Realies and Jared. Like, you guys already know. You've listened to us like enough to know that we ain't one of them reactionary just because it's game 1 and 2. Like, we look at the bigger picture. So you guys know. But this is just for the people who don't know. They're gonna watch these kind of things and think, yeah, look at these Liverpool fans, etc., etc. Like, we are tired. We are so tired of this whole kumbaya shit that this place stinks of. This club stinks of kumbaya. Like, there is no flipping tomorrow. And I'm so done with all of that. Now it is judgment time. Now we're here. This is judgment day now. There needs to be something different going on, because what's happening at this present moment in time, as Mark A is saying here, is this flipping loyalty to these mediocre players. And again, they probably will win tonight. That won't even surprise me if Liverpool go out and win tonight. It won't even surprise me. It's what is happening behind closed doors, which is the key and which is the main issue. Because if you think that this team, just because they can beat a shitty United, if you think that team can go to Europe and do anything, or can go against Manchester City or Chelsea or even a Tottenham, and you think we're gonna win, oh yeah, you got another thing coming, man. Got another thing coming, 100%.
The more I think about this, G, if Fabinho isn't fit,
yeah, that's another thing as well.
Why is Bajcetic not in there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
he doesn't trust him enough.
You clearly don't trust him. So if you don't trust him, why is he on the bench? Because we don't have enough quality. So This is what I'm saying. Klopp is not starting players that are meant to be the second choice in that position when the person in front of them is injured, because he doesn't trust them. Yet this guy is sat on the bench because we have nobody else. We've no options. And this is what we're trying to say. Bajcetic should be playing tonight. If he is second in command to Fabinho, and Klopp is saying that it's okay, we've got a good depth in midfield, I'm happy with the squad, Bajcetic should be in there. We shouldn't be having to play Ringa Roses and put Hendo in a 6, Elliott on the right central midfield, when Elliott's not going to track back tonight.
Nope.
Watch, people. I'm telling you now, and I like Elliott. I rate Elliott. I think Elliott played in the right position will be a top-class player at Liverpool. As a right central midfielder, to do the job Hendo does, he's dead. He's not going to chase back tonight.
100%.
He's not going to retain any balls. He's not strong enough. McSauce is going to bully if it comes to a 50-50 challenge. I'm just hoping is against Eriksen, because Eriksen can't defend. I'm hoping that kind of battle ensues, but we're living on hope again. Hope this, hope that. If Liverpool win tonight, it's like you feel flat as well. You feel flat about it.
It's, you know what? Liverpool winning tonight is just for the bragging rights for Man United. Like, so that's all I care about at this point in time now. Just to brag over Manchester United. That is all I care about. In terms of the bigger picture, I couldn't give two shits about that. Win, lose, this game has now lost its whole meaning. Like, that just ruined it for me. And yeah, look, Realism Jowdy, exactly. You know, bro. You know. We've been hearing this. We're in transition. We are rebuilding. Rebuilding? Then play the players then. This is supposed to be some transition into a whole new age Klopp 2.0. Play them. Play them. I don't want to see James Milner in there.
Do you know what the problem is as well, though? Bajcetic and Carvalho, yes, it's pre-season, but those two were the ones making moves in pre-season. So either you're going to start rewarding youngsters. Why have you brought Carvalho in? If we've got, let me just count this. Why are you bringing Carvalho in if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 with Naby Keita, 5 with Milner because Milner's age? There's 5 players there, right, who shouldn't be on that team because they're either injured or they're just not good enough to start. Why bring Carvalho in then if you're not going to start him, you're not going to play him? I don't understand the logic. We did this to and fro with Fulham. We wanted him in January, which proved to me, I thought, do you know what? Carvalho is going to play a big role.
Yeah, so did I.
Obviously not, because, again, it's a situation. If he's not good enough, and that's why he's not starting, we are stuck with him on the bench, and it's a player Klopp doesn't trust and believe in to come on from the bench. This is what we're trying to say. If Klopp trusted the team, if Klopp did what he said, what he's saying he does, and he trusts this full squad, we've got a good team to move forward with, Carvalho would be starting tonight, 100%. Or Bajcetic, one or the other. One of those two would be starting tonight, but no, we're going back to what we know best. Klopp likes to play it safe. Even Bobby tonight. Is Bobby fit, G? This is what he was left out as a precaution.
Because I feel like, he's not even really that fit, but where you have no one else to play there. And then remember, it's not even the fact that you have no one really to play up front. That might not even be the issue. It's who does he have to move? Because then that then plays into that part. Because say, for example, he plays Salah up top. That means he has to think about who goes right wing now. But you wouldn't have to think that if you had a player who could just play there. I.e., as I said in the summer, I know nobody wanted to, like, people were like, oh, that's too big of a signing. But a Leroy Sané or a Gnabry or a Ousmane Dembele, these players will come there and we won't even be blinking an eye. Imagine one of those three playing tonight, and then you put Salah up top. Then Bobby can drop to the bench. Then Bobby can have that time to get back into the swing of things instead of him being rushed back, coming into this game. Remember, Bobby can't get injured for at least another 2 games anyway, while Nunes is still suspended, which is very clever of Nunes. Like, there's just too many suspect things.
We're saying that again, like Jared here saying Klopp sees Carvalho as a Diaz understudy. He might do. If he does, and he thinks he's good enough, I don't think Bobby starts. Because I genuinely think Diaz plays centre forward or Salah, and then Carvalho plays on the left. Because Bobby, to me, I don't think Bobby's fit. With the precaution from the last game, that suggests to me that Klopp wouldn't risk him if Nunes was fit. He wouldn't risk him if Jota was fit. But he has to play him because there's no other option. The same thing as well, Carvalho played left centre mid for Fulham. So why is Klopp doing this miracle work of trying to put players in different positions? Carvalho played that Coutinho role. When Coutinho thrived at Liverpool, play him in that exact same role. But like JJ alludes to all the time, Klopp relies now, his system is based around, thank you very much, Realism Jared. This is exactly what I want to say. Bobby is Klopp's favourite, just like Trent and Robbo.
Because that's the whole system.
Is based around Trent and Robbo, which is why now Carvalho can't have that Coutinho role because he needs to track back to cover for Robbo, who goes one-on-one with a goalkeeper and doesn't know whether to pass or shoot.
It's just, honestly, bro, I'm tired, man. I'm just tired. We got 16 minutes until the game starts.
Yeah, do you know what, G? I feel like I need to go I have a need. A little ball.
I need a bottle of
in
Henny
me.
to get me through this game. I need a bottle
That's
of Henny.
what I mean. I need something in me. I need some food. I need a drink. I need to compose myself because it's going to be a wild one. But people, please join us at halftime because I'm going to jump on a halftime live.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Depending on how I feel, because I don't want to get cancelled. I'm not going to lie, but definitely tune in to the Jerry James show after the game because it's going to be a wild one. No matter what the result is, it is going to be a wild one. So, Jay, appreciate you staying on for so long, but things unfolded that we didn't foresee. But is there anything you want to say to the fans before we jump off?
We better win. That's what I'm going to say. We better win. That's all I'm going to say. That's the only thing that just lifts the mood a tad. But we will talk. Don't worry, guys. You'll catch us on the Jerry James talking about everything that kind of went down before the game, after the game, and stuff like that. So,
massive big up to everyone in the comments. Cammy for bringing us breaking news. Jared, Mark A for bringing us starting lineups, for bringing us the conversation. Literally, we love having you in here. Bogdan, Bassem was in there as well, and more new faces as well. We appreciate it. But until next time, I'm still going to sign out the same way I always do. You'll never walk alone. Come on, you Reds. Peace, G.
Peace.